What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today at the request of Mr. JSBX2QZ. We're going to compare this to the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, and then we're going to do some general price analysis. So let's compare this real quick. You know, actually what I want to do is I want to throw a correlation coefficient on there. SPX, sure. Apply. And then let's also compare it to the NASDAQ. How do I don't know. Is it NDX? I think it's the NASDAQ. Which one? I think that's it. I don't know. Okay. Let's look at it on the monthly. I'm going to get rid of the RSI real quick. Get rid of view. There we go. So we can see there is more or less a direct correlation with Bitcoin. And you know, we're on the index right now, so this is the all-time history index for Bitcoin. On a month-to-month basis, it's not common for this thing to see a uncorrelated pattern with the NASDAQ, with the stock markets essentially. So we did get that in 2015 during the bear cycle. We did get that in 2018, 2019 with the bear cycle as well. But here we are, I think, firmly entrenched in a bull cycle, and you can see it, we're already pretty correlated. So what this would mean is that if the stock markets go down, Bitcoin likely will go down. If the stock markets go up, Bitcoin will likely go up. And you can see they're very much like the same exact correlation actually. So I am going to take those away. I am going to put the RSI back on. We're just going to go all the way back. There we go. And we're going to look at the S&P 500 and move on to the NASDAQ. So on a weekly basis, you can see here that the S&P is breaking out, and it makes sense. Bitcoin's breaking out as well, right? It's doing well. Very strong RSI. If we put a line right here on a horizontal basis, right at that line. Go Chiefs, by the way, they won. Good job. You don't normally get above this line, right? Like, it's not normal. It's very far and few in between that you do get above this line, but it does happen. You know, it happens enough times, but it's not like super common. It's common enough, but most of the time you top off below this line. So here we are right here. If we were to climb, it probably wouldn't be too much more before seeing some kind of a pullback. That doesn't mean by any chance of the imagination that this is the all-time high, that we're going to be consolidating for a while. I think we could consolidate from here, but continue to move up nonetheless, or maybe potentially we do just continue to move up. Let's see. Yeah, we're nowhere near our 1272. So I would think the S&P 500 looks like it wants to continue up to about 5,300 points, whatever that is there, 5259. Maybe just a little bit above that, maybe just a little bit below it, but somewhere around that area is what I would expect. Weekly RSI looks very good. Looking on the daily RSI also looks very good. I'm going to delete this RSI right now. Very bullish. It would make sense if it continues to go up. Now if we look at the NAS, is that right? NDX also looks very bullish. Very bullish, yeah. Which would imply that BTC itself, being that it is very correlated with the stock market, that it too would continue to move up. Now, if the stock market does see a pause over the coming days or so, and we do, to be completely fair, we do have bearish divergence on the NDX presenting itself. It's not confirmed, but we do have higher highs with lower highs here. That is actually something I didn't pay attention to. Let me see. It does exist on the S&P too. We might see a more temporary pullback here, but I don't think it's going to promote lower lows. And in which case, I wouldn't expect that Bitcoin itself promotes lower lows. Lower than here, sure. It could go all the way back below 44K. Maybe even below, 43K, but I doubt it goes too much lower than that. I would expect that we would hold these lows or these high points here actually at about $43,153, if not higher, and then go up from there. And that's really all I have to say, man. I don't want to go too much more in depth than that. The 4 hour does look a little toppish. You had your little fake out wick right here. You very much literally had like a double top, as true as it could be. We could continue higher. It is possible, but with the way that the 4 hour looks right now, I would expect the price continues to go down. So that's really all I have to say. And based off of the S&P and the NASDAQ looking like they have bearish divergence on the daily, we might see a pause across the markets on a like daily / weekly perspective. I don't think it'll last too long, but that would be enough time for Bitcoin to pull back a little bit, stocks to take a chill pill, and then continue to run up. I very much do think that the stock market wants to continue to grow relatively immediately. I don't think that it's going to be a very long, drawn-out phase of consolidation, but a temporary phase nonetheless. It's probably coming next week or the week after, probably the next couple of weeks or so is what I would think. So that's that. That's all I got to say. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.